2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 2, 8.
What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. For those of you who are new, what's up? So for the regulars of the subs, you guys already know this because you know it's probably why you guys subbed in the first place. But for the rest of you, I have a little series that basically shows you guys how well or how overhyped an epic variant is in Infinite Warfare. Now, they're not so much at breakdown videos, it's more of just how the weapon is altogether and whether it's worth spending 4,000 pieces of salvage on or just forgetting about altogether. Now in this video we're going to be taking a look at the epic Ani or Oni, however you pronounce that. I mean, I hear some people say Ani, other people say Oni, but it really doesn't matter because when you get the epic variant it changes to Kaiken anyways. Now if you guys did miss my epic Erad video or my epic Mauler video, those links will be in the description below. I strongly recommend you guys check those videos out because they are pretty cool weapons. Just an FYI though, the audio on the Mauler video is delayed a bit. I do apologize for that. I just couldn't fix it, and if I do end up taking the video down, I would have to record all new gameplay. So that's that. But anyways, guys, hopefully you guys do enjoy the video. If you find it helpful at all, or if I just saved you 4,000 pieces of salvage, don't forget to smash that like button. If you guys are new or even returning viewers, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, man. We're still small, but we have been growing pretty rapidly. I mean, past couple days I've gained quite a few subs, which is amazing. Thank you guys if you guys are the ones that have just recently subbed. You know, hopefully we can hit up to 60 subs within the next week or two. But anyways, guys, let's get straight into this video. Alright guys, so as you guys know by now, I always do all the weapons in zombies first, and then, you know, the subsequent video would be on the same weapon but in multiplayer. So just like in the last videos, reading off the stats. So the two traits that come with the Kaiken, you get overcharged, which is now a charged powerful single shot, and you get focus, which is reducing idle sway while ADSing. So as you guys can see from the stats, or if you can't because it's too small, I do apologize. You know, I'll try to make it bigger, but if I can't, I'm sorry. But anyways, reading off the stats, you get minus 20 points in the fire rate, and increase 20 points in damage, an additional 4 points in accuracy. So you get a damage buff, an accuracy buff, but a fire rate nerf. You know, because you got to keep in mind this weapon's going from a full auto to a semi, or a semi charged shot, which, you know, as you guys can see from the gameplay. Okay guys, so I'm going to do a little bit of jumping around in terms of gameplay to kind of get my point across a little bit better, and you know, that way you guys can have kind of like a visualization of what it is I'm saying. But anyways, besides that, we're going to be covering attachments at the end of the video. Yes, I do know in zombies the attachments are the least of your worries, but we're still going to cover it so that way you guys, there's no surprises if you guys do end up getting this weapon, because there are restricted attachments on this gun. And the reasons for that being I'll get into a little bit later. But so first things first, we're gonna move on to the pros. I do only have 2 cons, but they're kind of, for me anyways, they're a little major. I'm sure they're trifle for you guys. I'm just anal when I fucking play zombies. Anyways, so regardless of where you shoot a zombie, it's an insta kill to round 16, which jumps to 20 with bang bangs, or you know, double tap. And it seems to be one shot to the head from round 28 and up, but with double tap. So as you guys can see, it's round 17 right there, still taking body shots. It was taking 2 shots though, 1 to 2 shots. I am using arcane core, so I'm sure I'm getting a damage buff. 28, it's all about those headshots. I normally go for headshots, so it doesn't really affect my game's, you know, play style all that much. But if you guys normally aim for the body and you guys have this weapon, it's time to, you know, improve your aim and start aiming for those headshots, because otherwise it's way too tedious trying to kill zombies off of body shots with this weapon's fire rate. It's not going to cut it. So round 30, again, headshots. We're going to move on to 32 here in a second, so that way you guys can see round 32 still lining those headshots fairly easily. The golden ticket here is the element, the electric element with an arcane core, and I'll explain that why in just a second. But moving on to the second pro of this weapon. Alright guys, so the second pro for this weapon would be kills brutes extremely fast, but however it does seem to be a little inconsistent with how many shots it takes to get the mask off and to ultimately kill it. This is possibly due to where the shots land. Consistency, at least for me, does seem to be based off of accuracy and bang bangs. Without bang bangs, it seemed to be anywhere from 2 to 6 shots. With bang bangs, 2 to 4. 1 to 2 shots for the mask, 1 to 2 for the head. Aim between the eyes when the mask is gone, and right on the forehead when the mask is off for the quickest results. Now as you guys can see from the gameplay right here, we're on round 29. Right here I land 2 shots on the brute. That's the second shot, got the mask off. Ignore this zombie, it was an extremely elusive. 1 shot to the head, now that the mask is finally off. The second shot finishes it, and that's just how amazing the Kaiken is in terms of zombies. Alright guys, so that was the Kaiken at its finest moment, pretty much killing with a brute in 4 shots on round 29, which is freaking awesome considering it's a pistol. Now we're going to go a little more in depth on why the arcane core and particularly the electric element is pretty much a must when you have the Kaiken. So by watching this video, it shouldn't be a surprise if I was to tell you that the Kaiken is a single charge shot, which, you know, as you can see, it is. Now, this is extremely tedious to play with. I mean, think about, that's 1 shot per zombie. Think about how many zombies are in 1 round. It's crazy. And then if you miss shots, and then if you don't have double tap, you know how I would just blow a gasket. I cannot deal with zombies taking too long, and I farm all my keys out of zombies, and if the game takes too long, I get frustrated. I don't know why. It's like that. I can't play methodically. So anyways, nice workaround. It's no secret that the electric element chains. However, with the Kaiken, a little unknown fact, because not a lot of people have this weapon, when the gun chains, it actually carries the Kaiken's damage. So 1 chain shot can actually kill multiple zombies. And as you guys just saw right there, I'm going to actually slow it down right here. I shot a brute in the head and it chained and killed 6 zombies immediately. Look how slow it is. Alright guys, so 1 shot to the brute's head chains and kills up to 4 zombies. I didn't even shoot the zombies, it was just straight off the brute's head. That's why the arcane core electric element is so crucial. It makes this weapon so much more proficient. Instead of killing 1 zombie at a time, you can I want to say 3 shots, because sometimes you'll just stun versus actually kill. You can actually stun up to, you know, and then ultimately kill 5 zombies at a time. I mean, look at that. Sometimes it's 3, higher rounds it's 3, but on lower rounds it's 5. I believe the highest I've ever got was like 8, but that was like on round 15. But anyways guys, yes, if you guys get this weapon, I highly recommend that you put the arcane core and the electric element on it. 300 tickets is not a lot. It's kind of out of the way if you're just, you know, farming for keys like me normally. But it just makes the weapon that much more proficient, that much more fun to play with. Alright guys, now we're going to move on to the cons. Now I know I said earlier in the video that there's really only 2 major cons for me, but I actually acquired a few more, you know, playing a little bit more with this. Okay, so the first con, charge up single shot makes games tedious, especially in solo. I mean, I'm always playing solo, and that was something that kind of almost immediately made me regret buying this, because I spent, you know, I spent my salvage on crafting this weapon, and I thought the charge up was going to be a little bit faster, but no, it took a little while. And yeah, so it can make it extremely tedious in solo games, which is why the arcane core along with the electric element is that much more strongly recommended by me. Next thing would be, can't make full auto or equip fusion mag. Again, I'm going to cover this a little more in the attachments at the end. But yes, you cannot make this weapon fully automatic again. Once you throw on the epic variant, that's it. It's semi. You can always go back to the original if you want, or even the legendary or rare or common, whatever. But this variant, you cannot make a full auto out of it again. Next 2 things. Next one's kind of apparent, which is why I'm playing on low round. It does not earn you points. It's 1 shot to kill, so that, you know, body shots 50 points. No, I think it's 60 points. Headshots 100. Now, there's a pro and con that comes from this. The pro would be the con would be you don't earn points rapidly. The pro would be that you earn a good amount of points throughout the game. You know, if you stick with the Ani, which kills all the way, you know, I was playing, like I said, I was playing all the way up to around 35 before, and I was getting instant headshots. So if you stick with the Kaiken all game like that, that's constant point earnage, and it's only 300. Wait, no, it's only 375 points to actually buy ammunition for. So I never run out of ammo for it. Plus you're earning points. Plus you're getting kills. I mean, so that's the pro. Over time, you earn a crap ton of points, and you get the most out of your ammunition. The con is on the earlier rounds, you don't earn a lot of points because, you know, it's practically an insta kill. The next thing would be you cannot pack a punch this weapon. For some reason in this game it seems like variants are broken. I don't know if it's broken or if this is the way the game is meant to be. If it's meant to be, it's kind of sucky and just plain retarded. Why even throw variants in the game if this is how it's gonna be? So with the Ani, it seems like when you pack a punch it, same with the epic erad. If you guys ever seen my Cerberus video, again, that would be in the description. When you pack a punch these weapons, they now get their damage is now reset to the base model of the gun. So if you pack a punch the Kaiken, it's still firing semi-auto with the charged shot. However, it's now doing the base damage of the original Ani. So I strongly recommend you do not pack a punch the weapon. Otherwise you're gonna have to get rid of it and go back and actually rebuy it off the wall or the bench. The same thing with Cerberus, you know, going back to that very briefly. If you pack a punch it and you go to the shotgun mode doesn't do shit. So hopefully they end up fixing that, and that's just something that they never intended for, but if it's the way it's supposed to be, that sucks. Anyways, some quick recommendations. The Arcane Core, Electric Element, we already covered those two. Don't pack a punch and don't play akimbo. I'm playing akimbo right here so that way you guys can see how it is. I genuinely don't, like, if it was full auto, I mean, I always had the Ani's akimbo fully automatic, but when it's the Kaiken, do not, under any circumstances, play akimbo. It takes that much longer, you know, that charge shot, like I said, is tedious, and then to have akimbo, you lose. This is basically an accuracy weapon. One shot to kill. Why would you know, play akimbo? Because you're most likely gonna miss your shots. I have noticed, which you see me kind of start doing throughout the game, or throughout this clip, I start firing both at the same time. It seems like when you do both at the same time, it's a little more accurate, but still you're burning through twice as much ammunition and still probably missing half the shots. So I strongly recommend do not play akimbo. Now, moving on to the attachments. Now, with this weapon, you have two attachments restricted from it. Auto Sear, which, you know, if you guys have ever looked into the Kendall or the EMC, actually make those weapons fully automatic from semi to full auto. This gun does not have that. You cannot make it full auto. And the next thing would be Fusion Mag. And I think the reason why Fusion Mag is not an attachment is because of the way this weapon is in multiplayer, which we'll get more into in the next video. But as of right now, as far as attachment recommendations, I recommend you put everything on it except for akimbo and suppressor, because really there's no need for suppressor. And akimbo just makes everything worse. I mean, as you guys can see from the gameplay, you can imagine how tedious it is going through rounds with this weapon. You know, it's one shot per kill. That can take a long time. And with akimbo, you're hip firing the entire time, and sometimes you're, you know, on later rounds, it's a one shot to the head. So I recommend with, you know, getting headshots versus with akimbo, you're most likely be getting body shots, which is twice as many shots, and it's a whole mess. Takes too long, wastes more ammo. It's just, you'll save yourself the headache, trust me. Alright guys, so a little longer video than usual, I know, but I just wanted to cover this weapon in depth because I hear some, you know, torn opinions about this weapon. Some people are like, oh yeah, 100% go for it. Other people are like, nah, don't waste your time. From my experience, guys, go for it. This weapon is worth it, worth the 4,000 pieces of salvage. Just remember, keep this in mind. It does take some getting used to. I picked up the weapon and was like, oh man, I'm so hyped. I use the Ani all the time. I now have an accuracy buff and a damage buff. I used it and I fell into a small depression. I was like, I wasted 6,000 pieces of salvage on this. Yes, 6,000 because I had to buy the legendary ahead of it. But anyways, if you guys are gonna get it, by all means, I strongly recommend it. Just, you know, find your comfort zone, experiment with it, and you guys will realize just how wonderful a weapon this really is. Just remember, arcane core, electric element. Those two are the key. Now again, if you guys did find this video helpful at all, or liked it, or enjoyed it, you know, like the video. I repeat it myself, but you know, that's why you gotta like it twice. Subscribe if you guys are new or recurring viewers, and just forget to subscribe. Again, we are growing. Thank you guys who have been subbing lately. Let's keep the growth going. Let's keep the growth going. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Also, in the next video, we're going to be covering the epic HVRs, or the Geminis. So, really excited for that. Stay tuned. I'll see you guys later.